Today's my first time ever playing Infinite Craft, which is this game where you just craft two things together, like water and fire, and we make steam. So that's pretty much the entire game, trying to figure out how to create some good stuff. We got mud right there. We can add some wind, make it into dust, add the earth, plus dust equals a planet. I don't know. That doesn't really make any sense.
Yes, dude, that's perfect. You already made a planet. Nice work.
Let's put some water on the planet to make an ocean. That makes sense. What if you put a fire? Back to steam. Okay. I've seen other people play it a little bit, but I don't exactly know how we're going to want to do this. But what if we add in a sandstorm to the mud? That makes more dust. A lot of stuff makes dust.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. You just throw things together. It's not going to make something nice and neat.
What about a sandstorm and a planet? That's Mars.
Nice.
I wonder what's the logic that they made behind this stuff. Why does water plus Mars equal Venus? And then we add some fire in there. It makes a volcano. Add some wind. An eruption. Then we add some steam. There's a geyser. And boom, what's this? Back to Venus. Oh, it's...
Well, what if you combine Venus and Mars?
Oh, that's smart. See, this is why we got you on the committee. It makes love.
What? Okay, let's go.
Love. So what if we add love to mud? It makes a baby. Huh.
That didn't make any sense at all.
And what if we add a baby to an eruption? A volcano. Okay, yeah, the baby probably died to the volcano.
You just sacrificed the kid, dude.
I did just sacrifice the kid. What if we put him in a sandstorm? It makes a Sandman. What are all the things we can do to this baby? Let's figure out multiple ways to murder it.
That's genius. That's the only way to properly play this game is to use all available combinations.
We put a baby on Mars, it becomes a Martian. We put a baby in the ocean, it becomes a mermaid. Put a baby on fire, it becomes a phoenix. Okay.
You're doing some terrible things right now, man.
And then baby and earth becomes a plant. How does that one make any sense? But what if I add the plant to the phoenix? It makes a tree, and then we add the mermaid for seaweed. Seaweed and Martian, of course, is gonna equal more seaweed.
It's more seaweed. Martians are all made out of seaweed. Everyone knows that.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about it that way. So yeah, everything is seaweed, but Phoenix,
everything just becomes seaweed.
Sushi baby. I am kind of scared what this one is going to create. Sashimi. Oh, because it's like smaller sushi. This game is actually kind of sick. Oh, we heat up the sashimi because it's raw. That's so smart. It just makes sushi. But if we heat up the sushi, it becomes wasabi. Okay, I can see why so many people are addicted to this game. It's actually so much fun. If you give your wasabi love, it becomes sushi.
All right, we got to think of something like far out there that we need to try and make. Like, what's something advanced?
Wait, I think easy way to get a couple things up. Just add some mud to a couple things because it's just making muddy things. That's an easy way to get some extra points right there.
What does that even mean? Muddy wasabi, muddy sushi.
You know, if you were part of the Infinite Craft committee like I am, Brian, you would definitely understand.
You're part of the committee, but you've never played the game before?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just kind of like a Reddit mod, you know? I'm not like, no one accepts me as part. Okay, no. So a baby plus love equals a family. Now, I kind of want to kill the family, so let's put them in a volcano, which makes Pompeii. What the heck, man?
That's horrible, dude.
All right, let's murder some more families, though.
Yes, sir.
Actually, first, let's give them some sushi to make Japan, and we can give them some Martians. Is it a Martian family? No, it's just an alien. Oh, a Martian's different than an alien. Dude, there's so much you could do with this game. This is insane. All right, but
what are we trying to do here?
Right now, our only goal is to murder families in as many ways as possible.
So all the bad options, let's see what happens.
Wait, what if I had two families together? It makes a village. And what if I had two villages together? It makes a town. Okay. Two towns.
Keep going.
City. Two cities. Metropolis. Two metropolis.
Megapolis.
Oh, that's how high it goes. What if I had a city to a megapolis? Oh, it downgrades it. Interesting.
You know what? Throw that megapolis into the volcano.
Okay, yeah. You know what? We don't need you. It makes Pompeii again. What if we give a volcano Japan? Mount Fuji?
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
And what if we combine those two? It just makes a volcano. I don't even know what I added there.
You got Ash, dude. Ash Ketchum.
Ash Ketchum. How do we make Ash Ketchum? So we give Ash a family because he does has his mom and his dad who left him.
No, you combine Ash with Japan because Ash is from Japan.
Okay, all right. Interesting. Hiroshima. That is not exactly what I thought was going to get. But let's go put that on a family. And it makes an atom. What if we go down to the molecular level of this family? It's thinking a little bit. These are some high value discoveries. Sandman probably doesn't like fire. Of course, that makes glass. And if we were, just hear me out. If we were to add glass and the earth. That makes Minecraft. I'm pretty sure. Nope, it just makes a bottle.
How would that make Minecraft, dude?
Let's throw a baby at the bottle. It makes milk.
Okay, sure. Sure, why not? Yeah, milk.
Milk and glass. A milkshake.
Ooh,
and then we throw that thing into a volcano.
Stop throwing things in a volcano.
I love throwing things into a volcano. We got the Firebird. We got a Phoenix. By the way, let me know in the comments if I should ever do an infinite craft speedrun. If we get like 20,000 likes, I'll do a speed run where I get half as many items as we have likes. So if we got 20,000, I do a speed run where we get like 10,000 items.
10,000 items?
Yeah, that's why I'm setting this so high, because I really don't want to do this. But if people really want infinite craft, maybe I'll do that. This would probably take me literal days, but I'd do it.
Oh, we made Tokyo. Okay.
Let's give it some love. Godzilla, let's go!
Oh, we got Godzilla.
That's actually a dub. And then we add a Martian to him. Oh, it's just an alien.
Oh.
I don't really like that one.
Let's see what we can figure out with Godzilla. Can we make Mecha Godzilla?
You know, really when I'm looking at it, we have 53 items right now. 10,000.
That's easy, dude.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough.
We've only been going for a couple minutes. At this rate, you get it in 5. Mudzilla.
Dude, it's Mudzilla. Everyone loves Mudzilla, man. Okay, Mudzilla just kind of like consumes everything. What does he do to Mount Fuji? What does he do to the ash? What does Mudzilla do to mermaids? He makes a mud maid, of course.
Mud maid. Yeah.
How did you not realize that? This is a very interesting way of going about this. Mudweed. We're just making mud everything.
I think it's time we achieve flight. We got to figure out what we need to do to make an airplane.
Well, we have a phoenix. Phoenixes do have wings. Now, how can we clip those wings and use them for the power of flight? Maybe if we were to add wind, it just makes fire. Douse the phoenix in water, which makes ash. We're not trying to get that.
What if we combine wind and wind? That'd probably just give us a tornado, though.
Here, I'm just gonna make 80 million phoenixes, and we're gonna try to add everything to it.
The Firebird might be a safer bet than the Phoenix, though, because that's closer to a bird. Oh, we got Siren.
Okay, this is not helping us achieve flight. But wine, that's for all the wine moms, so let's give Godzilla some wine. He becomes Drugzilla. All right, well, what about if we add Drugzilla and Mudweed, just regular Godzilla?
You got him nice and chill again.
Yeah, he's chilling. Drunken Mudzilla.
That's not even a thing, dude.
Then we might as well make a drunken phoenix. No, he's a dirty bird. Okay, that might help us make. I think dirty bird, we got rid of the fire aspect, so we just have to figure out how to get a plane. We got to help humans right now. Let's give him some water. He's a clean bird. Okay.
Dude, you're a genius.
Then we add the earth, because we're like combining earth with animals to make an owl. More earth. Owl.
Do not blow up the owl.
Okay, well, now I have to blow up the owl.
Oh!
Hootenanny.
What even is that?
What if I add water to that? Can you add anything to Hootenanny?
Yeah.
Burning Man. Oh, okay.
Burning Man. Okay.
Some mud over there? Muddy.
Okay, they had no idea what to do with mud. Everything you add mud to just becomes muddy blank.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. So science. We can use the power of science with the power of owls to make flight, right? But should we do that? DNA, maybe? That's just... Oh, wisdom. Okay. Wisdom's actually really good.
That's good. That's a bit. Yeah, keep that on the board.
First, I'm thinking we just get a couple of things. So let's add a couple of wisdom.
Should we add wisdom to DNA?
Yeah, I'm thinking we add wisdom to DNA. That makes it human.
That's
humans
good.
Can help us. We add wisdom to an atom. That makes a nucleus.
Should we add wind to human? That might... We might be able to skip a couple steps.
Ghost.
I
mean, ghosts can fly. We kind of
That's true.
We kind of did our job there. You know, I think we haunt Japan.
You can't combine those. That's not gonna make any sense.
Oh yeah, it literally just doesn't let you.
We found an uncombinable combination.
That's interesting. Okay. Love and wisdom. What would that create?
Oh.
Philosophy.
And
more wisdom to philosophy is Socrates. All right, this is not helping us. We need to use our wisdom. Wisdom added to a bird, maybe.
Ooh.
Because we're trying to take their power of flight and give it to ourselves.
Yes.
So wisdom
Where's our clean bird?
Plus an owl is Athena. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense.
I like that. That was a good one. You know what?
Yeah, it actually claps in the chat for that one. That was smart.
Steam might be our move, because we go like steam. We get a steam engine out of that, and then we turn that.
No, that's tea. Why would it be a steam engine, man? In a teapot. And some mud. A muddy.
No, you can't just. That's not a thing.
What if I give a firebird to Athena? Just the Phoenix. Phoenix apparently defeats Athena. I don't know if that's how it works, but...
Just everything returns the Phoenix.
Clean bird. So this is just a regular bird. We add in the wisdom. Mud. Pig.
Oh, okay.
Okay, maybe we have a couple more animals. Oh, pigs fly. That's smart. Let's give it some wind.
Fly.
Flying pig?
Flying pig.
Okay, now we give this some wisdom.
Yep.
A flying pig is just really smart. You know, I have a hootenanny.
We gotta figure out a way to make metal. How can we make metal?
I mean, earth plus something, probably. If we had earth and lava. Stone. Okay,
stone.
that actually is a big
nice.
one.
Okay.
Give it some wind. Sand.
Sand. Okay. Bunch of stuff to stone. We're on the right track.
Stone plus an owl. Minerva. Stone plus the dirty bird statue.
What if we had fire? Like, if we smelt the stone.
I like that. Just lava.
I see why the Wright brothers were kind of a big deal.
What if we do wisdom and stone? It's gonna do something dumb. Sage? What am I gonna do with a sage? How about a ghost plus wisdom? We're like, how can I fly a ghost rider?
Ghost rider.
Okay, that's kind of crazy. That one goes crazy. I like how many emotes Muddy Hootenanny has in Drunken
It deserves
Mudzilla.
it, man.
Let's go ahead and just make everybody drunk. I think that's the play.
That's the only thing. If everyone, we just gotta get the juices flowing, you know.
Yeah, then they'll start thinking. So I'm just gonna add 18 billion wines here. Okay, I didn't need a bottle. Ooh, drunk. Oh, we can make people drunk automatically. That doesn't really help us in any way. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, we got some wine. Let's give it to a baby.
No, don't give it to a baby.
I'm gonna give it to a baby. It's Jesus.
Okay.
Bryan, this is getting hard to figure out how to fly. We do have 100 items now, though, where, you know, if this was the speed run, we'd be like 1% through.
That's true. I'm stuck, dude. We're so close on so many different angles. Like the rock to stone, if we can just smelt that. And then the birds, if we could get the birds, we have a lot of different options here.
Kind of feel like making Athena drunk. That happens.
Do it.
Dionysus. She's
Dionysus.
a god.
Oh.
Okay. So any god we can get. So if like we had lightning, we could get Zeus probably. I think we need scientists somehow.
So maybe like philosopher and DNA?
DNA plus philosopher is just a human. But that's evolution. So we evolve the human into a Neanderthal.
Going backwards.
Yeah, how does that work? You know what? Have some DNA, man. You're just a human again. Evolution could be good. Let's evolve Drunkzilla. What happens? Oh. Drunkzilla's top of the food chain. Yeah.
Perfect life form, dude.
You can't beat Drunkzilla. We all know that. Bryan, why'd you give us such a hard task to do?
I know. I was thinking, like, what's something that's, like, not impossible, but not just super easy?
I'm just going to increase our stuff. I'm going to put random stuff in there. Ooh,
Goddess.
Goddess. Okay. Wait, no, I'm cooking. Don't worry.
Okay, you're cooking.
I'm cooking. Yep. Athena to there. That's the
Sphinx.
We put a geyser in there. There's the pyramids. Back to a Sphinx. I wanted that because then we can make that a Phoenix. We had a Megapolis. We give it love. It becomes rebirth. Then we go ahead. We add the ocean.
Fish.
That's, of course, going to make a fish. Then we add a pig to the fish. It makes a pig fish. Then, of course, the dirty bird. Now it's back to a pig. We didn't want the pig fish. We didn't want it at all. But then we give it an alien. That's some pork. We give it some steam. That's another pig. And then I give it some mud. Oh, of course, that's going to be a pig pen. Then there's Socrates. Back over to pig. Burning Man. That's some bacon. Give it some Tokyo. Back to Godzilla. Of course, Tokyo. We need a statue of Godzilla. And that's going to be God.
Okay. Can he help us?
We give God Jesus. Boom. Christianity. Christianity plus a rock is rock music. Add that to Godzilla. There's metal. Add it to an owl. Boom. There's coin. Now we can buy things. Of course, we give it a ghost. That's going to be a casino. And then with the casino, we give it to an entire town. They're like, boom, we're now Las Vegas, baby.
Okay.
And Las Vegas, you already know it needs rock music to make it into gambling. And then a hootenanny, because why not?
Yes.
That's some poker. We need to get people drunk while they're playing poker. And then, of course, feed them some sashimi. Okay, that's all I know how to do, Bryan. Now I need your help.
We have metal.
I kind of blanked out during that. I'm not gonna lie. Did we get metal?
I don't know if it's like the metal we're actually looking for, but it says the word metal.
Okay, let's add some fire to that metal. That's a sword. Okay, I think this is the metal we want.
Okay, this is huge. Every single bird out there, we just give it metal.
Airplane!
Airplane!
Let's go!
Yes!
Okay. But
what do we want now?
We can't just stop at the sky. We got to make a spaceship.
Yes.
So airplane plus planet is the moon.
Ooh.
Get a couple airplanes, add some metal to it. That's a jet even faster. Oh, wait, really quick. Let's kill the baby.
No! Oh, yeah, you tried, but he took the sword and became a man.
Oh,
werewolf. Sure.
Eat the baby. Where baby?
Where baby? Yeah. You can't defeat the baby. It's not gonna happen, big dog.
The baby is kind of crazy. I'll figure out a way to defeat that baby one day. Especially if I'm doing a run for 10,000 of these. I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, what can we do with God, do you think? Let's give God some evolution. He makes a human. Makes sense. Then we put a sandy God. That makes a sphinx. Makes sense. Ghost God, I wonder what would be. But that's a ghost writer. But that's the Bible. Interesting, because writer. Okay, makes sense. Athena plus God. Goddess. We already have that, and it's wisdom anyways. Oh, I was overthinking it. You gotta add in God plus bacon. For bacon.
Bacon.
I think I want to do some more stuff with Godzilla really quick.
Fair. Get the easy one out of the way. Give him some metal. Let's get Mechagodzilla.
Oh, that's smart. I wasn't even thinking about that. This is why I pay you the big bucks. 82
Yes,
cents per hour. Mechagodzilla,
Easy
baby.
clap.
Is there a way we could make my favorite monster versus monster, Rodan, do you think?
Add bird or wind to Godzilla is your best bet.
Okay, let's do wind first. Come on, give me Rodan. Han. That's a pterodactyl.
That's so close. That's really close.
Dirty Bird. Dirty Birdzilla.
That's not a thing. Come on.
I want Rodan. You know I'm killing Godzilla. King Kong.
King Kong.
King Kong doesn't solo Godzilla like that. We all know that.
Monster, dude. Monster and pterodactyl. Monster pterodactyl.
Monster pterodactyl. Where's pterodactyl? Boom. This could be the thing we need. Dragon.
Oh, you're kidding me, dude.
They're cheating, man.
I don't think Rodan's in here. I'm not.
Rodan's the goat. There's no way you don't have the goat in here. Mecha Jesus. I forgot he existed. I'm thinking Mecha Jesus is probably going to be an OP thing to play. Mecha Jesus kind of goes crazy. I think we can all agree to that.
Versus
a dragon to make a Mecha Dragon.
Mecha Dragon.
A baby shower to make Mecha Jesus again. Evolution. Neanderthal.
I don't think you can beat him.
Mecha Jesus. Jeez, man. Goddess? Mecha Goddess.
Oh, okay. We'll take that.
I'm thinking the Mecha Dragon kills the baby. Dang
nope.
it.
The baby literally stripped the dragon of its mecha.
Mecha Sandman. All right, we can make anything we want mecha now. Jesus kind of just overpowers a lot right, Gundam.
Gundam.
All right, give me Dirty Birdzilla. It's thinking, boo, Birdzilla, first discovery.
First discovery.
All right, I think that's a dub. Let us know if you want more. Subscribe if you enjoyed. Bye.
See ya.